Hello everyone, it's Toki here. You tell by the title of this video, we are back with Forum Fridays. Now, I have gotten some comments on my past videos of Forum Fridays and people enjoy it. For those of you that enjoy it, if you're wondering why the past few weeks I haven't been doing Forum Fridays, the answer is simple. Since patch 7.1.5 came out, there's been nothing on the Warrior forums that have caught my mind. A lot of it was people bitching and complaining and whining, and the whole point of Forum Fridays videos is for some lighthearted fun and entertainment, and to put out some information, not only to people that have started these threads on the Warrior forums, but maybe they post some information, I can pass it along to others that watch my videos, as well as some of the questions. I can provide some feedback. People that watch the videos can see feedback that I give, as well as some of the posts in said forum. And with that said, I'm not going to do a Forum Fridays if I don't find any threads on the Warrior forums that get my attention, or if they're all full of some bullshit bitching and whining. Now, so let's get into this video. Now, like I just said, I don't want to put out any videos where just all the warriors on the forums are just bitching and whining. But Athanti started this thread, "Community managers are garbage," in which this person goes on to say, title says it all, they suck at communication, our thoughts regarding the state of warriors to developers, which is their job. They are considered garbage by just about every single person on the Warrior forum, so I should put that out there again. Every single one has failed us. Now, and then go on reading, This Is Hell says, it's not just warriors, sadly this entire expansion has been a myriad of lack of communication and developers forcing a vision only themselves seem to think is a good idea. And I agree with This Is Hell. And with the original poster of this thread, Dante, I agree to disagree. Now I will say this: there has been a big lack of communication. Pretty much ever since the alpha for Legion, people were given feedback and suggesting changes, and they did not happen. And the thing is, the developers are aware of this. They know their communication isn't great, isn't like it should be, or whatever. And I believe it was sometime around when they took their holiday break, at the end of last year, and before New Year, they put out a blue post saying, "Hey, our communication hasn't been great, and after the new year, we're going to improve communication with the player base." And it doesn't seem that that's happened yet. Will it happen before 7.2 comes out? When 7.2 comes out? I don't know. And yeah, and going down, this fella here, Sintraga, said, "Warriors that don't do much PvP won't see what's wrong with warriors." Yeah, I agree. part of the reason why I switched from arms to prot is because in Battlegrounds, prot's damage is bad since 7.1.5, and they give us some new utility talents, but at the cost of 5% less strength, 5% less overall damage, which makes it 10% nerf, and as arms, I don't feel like I offer anything to my team, so that's why I switched to prot, and I'm having a lot of fun in BGs and PvPs prot. Now, also another thing with arms, fucking tactician procs. Yeah. And that's a whole other can of worms I'm not going to talk about. I just need to change arms reliance on Colossal Smash or Tactician procs or whatever. But yeah, the devs and community managers aren't communicating with us much for us warriors. Anyway, now let's get on some more lighthearted, more fun stuff. Spec for a brand new warrior. Ripsid asked, I'm about to play a warrior for the first time, and I'm going slow, refusing to use my heirlooms. It's level 15 right now, and I chose Fury at 10 based on some of the comments I read on these forums and others. I want to play the spec that I use all the way from now until 110. At 110, I can change it if I feel like it. My question is, which spec is best for leveling with low levels all the way to 110? I've read a few comments about protection that make it seem like it might be a better option, and even arms has a few arguments for it. I don't plan on doing dungeons until I get to the required dungeons in Legion, just questing all the way. Beltrop said, if you aren't going to tank, he enjoys Fury spec right now. DPS is decent for leveling, and Whirlwind with heirloom gear seems to take down mobs quickly. Haste and Mastery seem to help on the stats before strength, and he said he hopes it helps. You go down, and this is a really, really great thread. A lot of people posting, giving them some good pointers and some good information. And come down, and Ripsid says, I decided to try out prot, and it's sad to say that with a gray dagger drop and a green quest reward shield, I seem to be doing better than 2 green quest reward weapons for Fury. The mobs seem to die just as fast, and I end up with more HP, if not 100%, versus having to eat often as Fury. He says, I'm sure the killing will slow down as the game progresses, and it's sad to say at level 30, prot is faster leveling than Fury, killing just as fast and not stopping to eat. But yeah, as prot, you have Thunderclap, and you have Revenge, which is some pretty good AoE damage, especially for leveling and you're killing some mobs. You also have Demo Shout, so you're going to reduce the damage that you take. Should be great for leveling, and this fella here, Sword, says he hasn't leveled a warrior in a while. Based off from his current one, when you level from 100 to 110, prot is supreme. Has the same, if not more, AoE than Fury, given of course not as much damage. Will not have to worry about survivability either, as you have access to Ignore Pain and Victory Rush, which is true. Again, the survivability. And McBone here said, go tank all the way for leveling. They do massive AoE DPS, so you can easily pull multiple mobs and kill them all and complete quests with little problems, especially the overtuned class hall scenarios. You can switch to Arms Fury when you settle down at max level. Yeah, sounds like Re-Up Sid, you're having a quite enjoyable time now since you switched to Prot. And yeah, your quests are going a lot quicker. So yeah, stick with it, and once you hit max level, if you want to switch to a DPS spec, try out both the DPS specs for Warrior and see which one you like better. Now, that's pretty much it. Yeah, and good luck with your leveling of your new Warrior there, Re-Up Sid. And yeah, way back years ago, I started leveling as Fury, and then came to a point where I wouldn't get invited to dungeon groups. This is before Group Finder. You had to spam and trade or whatever to get a dungeon group, and so I switched to Prot, and from level 55 onward through every other expansion I leveled as Prot, and quite an easy experience. You can pull multiple mobs, so it's easier to complete quests. You have great survivability, again, easier to complete quests, and you don't have to stop and eat like you would if you were Arms of Fury. And the last two threads I'm going to talk about are these two right here, Burning Plate of the World Breaker and Prot Hidden Shield. And they tie together. Now, for those of you who've seen my last video, Prot Warrior PvP guide, you notice I'm using the Prot Hidden Shield, Burning Plate of the World Breaker. I understand why every Prot Warrior wants to get this hidden appearance. It looks so damn cool. I mean, it's like you're walking around with one of Deathwing scales as your shield. And that's badass. Alright. Basically, when I switched to Prot and I decided to get the hidden skin, came across this thread that Thanatos created. And this is what you gotta do. You gotta, all the checks you gotta mark to get it. You gotta have at least Artifact Knowledge 5. At one-time requirement is to read the Saga of the Valajar, which is on the stones in the class hall. And the reason being, you gotta read that, like I said, it's only a one-time requirement. At Artifact Knowledge 5, on the Saga of the Valajar, when it talks about, when it gets to the section on the stone about the Prot hidden skin, or the Prot artifact weapon, Artifact Knowledge 5 talks about when King Icebreaker was searching around the Therion's vault. As he found out, that's where Therion just kind of chilled out or whatever when it went flying around being a dragon. And Therion came, discovered that someone was in his cave, breathed fire, and King Icebreaker grabbed a discarded scale and used it to block the fire. And it's, so that's why you gotta have Artifact Knowledge 5 and read the stone, so you can read that part. Being Protection Spec, required to see the shield, not to spawn it. Run to Therion's vault, or fly to Obsidian Overlook, run into the cave. The shield is spawned, you will hear a very loud roar and receive emote. Check all gold piles, sometimes it can be found along the dragon bones and plates on the lower level within the cave until you locate your shield. And you must be in Protection Spec. And there's also this macro that you can run that tells you if the shield spawned or not. Now, when I decided to go after the Prot hidden skin, I discovered this post I was already at artifact knowledge level 25, so check that one. I read the Saga of the Valajar once, and wondering how long it took me to get the Prohidden Skin. About 5 days. 5 days of going to the cave, running the macro. All 5 days, I never got the emote. Even the day where I actually got the shield. And that's the day I was like, it's day number 5, and I've been reading posts on this thread here, people saying it's taking them months, it's taking them over 100 days or whatnot. And day number 5, I was like, well, I'm gonna try again, see if the Prohidden Skin is there. I went to the cave. Like I said, I didn't get the emote that says you hear a very loud roar. Didn't get that. I didn't hear a very loud. There was no roar at all. I didn't get no emote in my chat channel. And I didn't run the macro. I was like, well, since I didn't hear the roar, I didn't get the emote in chat. So that means the shield hasn't spawned. I'm like, but while I'm here, I'm going to farm the kobolds in the cave for sprocket containers, as well as, there's some laystone here in the cave. I'm going to farm some of that laystone. Going to the cave, I kill a mob of kobolds, and while I'm walking along, one of the gold piles, I see something. And when I mouse over the thing in the gold pile, I notice it has like a little gear on it, and I can click on it. So I walk up to it. I notice it's the Prohidden Shield, and I click on it, and bam, I get the Prohidden artifact. So, to those of you that haven't gotten it yet and are still trying, and it's taking you a lot longer than it's taken me, just go in the cave. Even if you don't hear the loud roar, you don't get the emote, and the macro doesn't say it spawned. Because a lot of people have been saying that they've gotten it and they've ran the macro, and the macro says try again tomorrow. So I'm not 100% sure on the accuracy of the macro, so just go in the cave and look in the gold piles. And I wish you the best of luck, because why would you not want the hidden skin for Prod? Like I said, it just looks so badass and so awesome. And then Prohidden Shield, second try. My buddy Juggernauts here said he got it on his second try. And he asked, is it easy to get, or did you get lucky? Yeah, Juggernauts, old pal, you got extremely lucky, just as I did. And the RNG god smiled upon us. And someone else says you got really lucky somewhere at 130 plus days and they still haven't gotten the shield. And then Juggernaut said, oh wow, I got curious about it and read a guide on how to. Tried yesterday and nothing, then just now, bam, I guess I should be thankful. Thank you, RNG Jesus. That's right, Juggernauts. I praised RNG Jesus too when I got it. And then this fella here, Vandinar, I didn't even know there was a random chance. I just read about it and picked it up immediately afterwards before I even finished the Order Hall campaign. But yeah, like I said, I've read some posts on other forums and even a Reddit post saying that sometimes that macro isn't 100% accurate or doesn't work. People have went to the cave, they never got the emote in their chat channel, they never heard the loud roar, and then there it was in the gold pile. So, for those of you other prot warriors who haven't got the hidden shield, that's my advice on your on your daily grind to get the prot hidden skin. When you go to the cave, if you don't get the emote in your chat channel, if you don't hear the loud word, just go anyway and look in the gold piles, because just like it was for me, it could still be there and you not know it. I mean, if I didn't go in that day, if I didn't decide to go farm kobolds for sprocket containers or farm some laystone, I would have missed it. So just go in the cave anyway and look in the gold piles. Alright, that's going to be it for this Forum Fridays. I hope everyone got some kind of information on it. And if you like this video, hit that like button, subscribe, and I will see you again in my next battles.